twin, and I think I was about 2.5 or 3. Funny I should remember it, but I do remember it, sitting in the middle of a table and cutting my sister's hair off. My mother was not very pleased.
No, your sister was very pleased either.
No, I had a sister like that. She used to be like that.
She was 10 minutes older than me, so she thought she was the boss when we got older. But then my mother was quite poor health, so that's when we moved to Worthing in 1938, I think it was. I was very fortunate in my first round on the district, having Ferring as my first round, because that was the village, wasn't it? And that was wonderful there. And a weekend you never bought any vegetables or anything, because they used to pile them up in your car and that. And but they were, just everybody knew everybody. And the doctor used to say to me, "What's going on in Ferring today?" Right?
And one of my early memories was having a thing stuck on my ears by my grandfather, and hearing a funny noise and him saying, "That's a wireless that you're listening to." He went in the army under conscription, and he was very disappointed because he'd already done, like you, he'd done Red Cross work and driven an ambulance, and he was a radio ham as well, if you know what that is.
Yes.
And so he was proficient in Morse, but they wouldn't have him there. He could also ride a motorbike, but they wouldn't have him in dispatch. He ended up in the Army Pay Corps.
And I was born in Valletta in Malta, George Cross Island. My father was in the Royal Navy, so he happened to be there at that time. And I stayed there, I think, about 18 months. And then we came back to England. And it can't be the first place we lived, but I remember the first place I can remember was right at the foot of the Forth Bridge in Scotland. And I remember there was an Italian ice cream place there that was very good. And I think one of my biggest memories of that place is when I was on a train and I was looking out of the window and the guard shut the door and took the top off my finger. And I remember being in a pushchair being rushed to the doctors.
I don't really remember Shepherd's Bush because my parents then moved when I was quite young to Barnes, and we lived there for some years. And what I remember about Barnes mainly is I had an older sister and two older brothers, and Barnes comes to me because I was. Well, of course the war came, didn't it? I remember just going to school, but when the war came, I remember I was one of those girls that, oh dear, war came and my uncle was there walking by my side, and I remember my uncle, he wrote my name and address and put a penny in my purse, and that was the last time I saw him.
Oh dear.
Because he was then in the forces and he was killed in Crete during the war.
Yes.
So that's how I remember him, really.
Yeah.